a sir.
Hello and welcome to Jabbershaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler Dynas and Matthew David Smith. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
It's great to be back,
Happy
as always.
Post-Thanksgiving. Welcome to the next one. Yeah. We're starting with this.
All right.
It's been, I don't know, it's been a few days. Like, I know we've had like several Thanksgiving celebrations and probably stuff, world events that happen in between, and it's just been nuts.
So many things.
I have many questions, so I'm just gonna run out. Okay, so first off, let's talk about Black Friday, because we went a little crazy with gifts and whatnot. But Matt bought somewhere upwards of 30 sweaters, and I just was curious how that worked out.
I sort of thought I was being a little hyperbolic when I said 30. I actually wound up with 23, so I wasn't totally exactly.
Lies.
It was Tyson. They were
for the man who does laundry 2 times a month. You need 23.
Well, that doesn't hurt, right? But Tyson. So they had Amazon, I could tell you were into it too, because you sending deals back and forth, and it was a lot of cheap televisions and very nice but inexpensive sweaters for like $12, and in a variety of colors. And so I picked up a lot, and then there was also like some 25% kickback, and $13 for a sweater. It's why our grandchildren are going to speak Chinese, but for the time being, good deal. So, very happy with my purchase. And
I like it when you use the word kickback. I always like some guy named Vito is going to come over with a box of chocolates and be like, "Thanks a lot for helping us out."
Like that. Hey, kid, you want another Audible credit? All right. Enroll your Amex into this and spend it into that. And God only knows what we're actually doing. But
23 sweaters, that's a lot. I mean, now to be fair, I bought a coat and some gloves and some boots.
Nice.
Because I don't have any. Because after 2 years of the pandemic, I thought it might be possible this year that I might actually leave the house when it's below 20 degrees. I mean, it seems unlikely, but it might happen. And so I bought, and then I got a TV finally. After
that you did, yes.
Yeah, I did. I got a TV. I got the best, cheapest TV that I could buy. And I know it's cheap, and I know it's bad, and I know it's gonna break. It's the brand ONN. No capital letters. ONN. That is the brand name for the Walmart only television.
Isn't there also like an on TV network? I wonder if they're one and the same.
Ooh, I don't know. I do know that.
Well, there is OANN.
Oh,
well, that was they're gone, right?
R.I.P. Yes, R.I.p. Yeah, no longer with us. Yeah. Thank God.
But it has
so cheap.
it has like it's got Atmos, it's got Dolby Vision, it's got QLED. It is almost certainly, for the amount of money I pay for it, it's almost certainly gonna suck. But I got a 4-year warranty, and I told Beth, that's like, we'll just keep getting one until it works. And
I was going to say, with the 4-year, I saw that when you mentioned that, the 4-year warranty kind of totally sealed that deal, because it did have like the QLED, and it was like, it looked like a great deal. So has it arrived yet?
It'll be here tomorrow, and then I will not have time to set it up before we have hospital surgery on Thursday, but then she'll be down Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I should have some time. I did order a TV mount. I've never mounted a TV before on the wall, but I'm gonna do it first time because Matt said it's not that hard, and I think I'm trusting him.
You've done that?
Well, meaning
how did that go?
Meaning that I did it once and I didn't drill directly through like an electrical line. So yes, I'm happy to advise, but then there are lots of like online resources, and as long as you kind of figure out where the studs are at, and
I do have a stud finder. So I did check the area out. It's going to be in the very basement of the house, so it'll be
okay. Very good, very good. Yeah,
well, yeah. It'll be the TV that we watch when we are on the treadmill or whatever that step tread thing that we have, and I'm gonna hook up all the it has like, I don't know, 10 different inputs, so I'm gonna set up like every single arcade thing, or like sorry, home video game thing that we have, like starting with the NES all the way up to the
That's a great
Wii.
idea.
The Wii is the last thing that we have. So yeah. So so anyway, yeah, very excited about that. And I got one of those things that you can remove it from the wall and tilt it different ways. Because the thing
Okay.
that I
That's what
hate
I was
most,
going to ask.
Oh,
the thing
like the
I hate,
articulating, yeah.
yeah, because the thing I hate most about the one that we have right now is that it's a surgery going in there and plugging in something else because you can't pull it out. You just got to
Oh
do like
yes, no, I've got we have a television too that I have to use other people's tiny hands so they can
exactly, yeah. Yeah.
it's impossible to get behind there. So
Hey, kid, what are you, 8? Get in here. I need some help. I'll give you a cookie.
I don't so yeah.
And Dawson, you aside from buying some, I don't know what you're using collagen for, but I don't care. The
Hair, fingernails, skin.
do you
Yeah.
do you have problems growing fingernails? Is that a problem? I'm just curious.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, even dead people can grow fingernails for a few
That's
weeks.
That's true.
right.
It's just supposed to make your skin and your hair and your nails healthier, from what I've read. So I'm giving it a go.
But my big question for you is,
I'm about to be the big 4-0, so why not?
Yeah, why not? Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. I bought all these stem cells on Amazon, so fingers crossed. I'm about to be the big
I hope you got
5-0.
a deal. I hope you got a deal. Yeah.
I did. I guess they're Ethiopian. I guess that's the best. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But anyway,
what is the acceptable review percentage for you to take that sort of 95% above?
Verified buyer. That's what I need. Verified buyer.
Okay.
Verified buyer. Okay.
Yeah. No, my question for Dawson is, you went back to Austin and did you find the ridiculous Elon Musk thing?
No. So we actually.
I feel like they didn't deliver it. Is my guess. I feel like that just never happened.
So I did ask because Jonas's cousin. So we weren't in Austin. We flew into Austin, but we were actually in Bastrop, Texas for Thanksgiving, and we just stayed there really the whole time because from Austin to Bastrop, that stretch of highway is so crazy busy and full of construction. Thanks, Elon. And just it's chaotic. So we were just like, you know what? And plus, like the family, it was just like we could tell they wanted us to hang out. So it was like, okay, we're here, let's spend time. But during Thanksgiving, I did ask Jonas's cousin Brittany, who goes into Austin sometimes. She's like, "Oh yeah, that thing's driving around all over Austin because they haven't figured out a place to put it yet." So it's not like Elon's been like, "Yeah, I don't want it." It's like, "Hey, I just don't know where I want it yet." So TBD on that.
Can you imagine being angry in Austin traffic and then seeing that giant dildo flying past you?
Oh yeah,
that has to
would make my day. That would make everything worth it.
I just know people start shooting at it. I really there are armed people down there. You're going to shoot at something. Texas, this is for you. So
that is, definitely.
Did you?
I'll keep you guys posted.
Very, very side note on that, and then I want to hear the rest about that. But I did hear a story on the radio today that a woman in Texas, she was running like a convenience store, and a man was shopping for salsa in her convenience store or whatever, and dropped it, and she shot him. So she is in jail now. I have not. Yeah, I haven't looked. I just heard it on the way back from my appointment right before the show, so I haven't looked it up yet. But anyway, I'm gonna try to find that now. So
yeah, you have to find that. Wow.
Anyway, it's Texas.
It is Texas. It is Texas. Don't drop the salsa.
You think it was like
or the soap?
A New York City type situation.
I was waiting for you to say that. Yeah, I was waiting for you to say it.
Thank you.
Get it going.
Da, 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 da. Hey.
New York City. Get a rope. Yeah. El Paso. They know how to get into those, those heads of ours and just sticks forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what though? I mean, that's as good as anything. It's been as good as Where's the Beef? It perpetuates.
True. Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Yeah. So.
Sorry.
Also, that weird Quiznos jingle. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We like the moon because it is close to us. We like the moon, and it had those weird
Oh, yeah.
rat looking things.
Yeah.
It's
The
just
chinchillas, the chinchillas with the googly eyes.
Yes.
Yes. Big fan.
Strange advertising. Yeah.
I kind of weird. Like we're just going to keep going this side, because but what do you have you guys seen the new BK ads? What do you think about the I'm a King?
It was in my, I don't know which one you know, but the one that
I haven't seen them yet. I don't think
the one that I keep seeing is about the chicken sandwiches, and the jingle is chicken, 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 chicken. BK, have it your way. I mean, like, and best like that is fucking stupid. And I'm like, chicken, 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 chicken.
I'm conflicted personally. Like I am. I really like the new Sonic ads. Weirdly enough, I just like they're weird and I like them, but I couldn't quite pull it on BK because they need to make a comeback. I'm glad they went to their old logo, but everybody's doing that now. So
everyone is, yeah.
So
I mean, like, retro look.
Everybody in the BK commercials that are eating are literally like 22 and hipsters. Like, I mean, it's like,
yes, it's,
and it's because they don't. It's like we don't have any money, so let's get a chicken sandwich.
And that's like the logo. The new slogan is like "Be a king." I think that's what it is. Be a king, and so I
don't know. I'm into it.
Yeah, I like it. I prefer Burger Bing, but Burger King's fine too, I guess.
That's true. Yeah.
I miss the creepy king. I liked him.
I did too. That was a good move.
And what was the one where you like had to like tell the guy online what to do? It was like the
it was a website. You could go and you could tell.
And it was like something. Anyway, it's been ages ago, but it was like this interactive, very early like,
internet.
Yeah, subservient something.
No.
Wow.
You could go. There was a thing, and it just basically had that guy dressed up as the Burger King guy, and then you could type in. You could go to the website and you could type in, be like, get up and throw the cushion couch, and he'd get up and throw it.
Yeah, it was the subservient chicken. One of my interns.
Oh,
chicken. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to bring it up for visual reference, but I think I know what you're talking about now.
Wikipedia needs the money. That's the biggest freaking banner I've ever seen.
I saw that yesterday. I was like, oh my god! I just want to see who starred in the prequel to the Wizard of Oz. That's all I want. It's like here's $5. Shut the fuck up.
I just looked at the advertising agency. Crispin, Porter and Bogusky. Yeah, they did all kinds of weird shit. They also did like the recent like Kraft mac and cheese marketing from like a few years back.
Which was that?
It's with like the giant macaroni noodles that they put everywhere. They like to think outside of the box. Yeah.
Oh wow! Ooh.
Yeah,
that's your industry. You keep track of that stuff.
It was my industry. Now I am a slave to tech. Yeah.
We saw a commercial for Rivian. We thought it was a commercial for Rivian.
I know what you're talking about. Turo or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Turo, and we were like, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
and then we were like,
too.
I was like, how much is that going to run us a day? Probably like $600. It still might be worth it though, just kind of fun.
I got excited about it too. I was like, ooh, I haven't seen this yet. And
have you used Turo yet?
I've not. Have you?
Beth and the boys have. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They rented a Tesla several years ago to drive.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Sure.
I remember that too. So they used Turo to rent the Tesla. Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But I mean, you can do it for like 4 hours. You don't have to do it for like an extended period of time.
Really?
So yeah, it would be kind of cool to rent like a really nice car and then hope you don't get in trouble. I mean, like crash or
any of that fun stuff. Yeah. I would like to test drive a Rivian, but I feel like I can just go to the facility in Denver and be like, "Hi, I work here. When can I test drive a vehicle?" And they'll let me. I'm just lazy and haven't done it yet.
I hate to tell you this, but that's not going to work. They're going to be like,
it will. I've checked.
Really?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, what are you? What are you?
No,
Milton?
it'll be one of those things where I have to sign my life away, but I can still do it.
She's a prospective buyer, just like anyone else, Tyson.
That's true. That you're exactly right.
And more. So
and
yeah,
more.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to.
Literal stock in this company. God damn it! Give me a car.
And a smoke. God damn it!
And a smoke.
I want to have a cigarette right after I drive this car.
Hey.
I stayed with Matt for a week, and right behind where you can see him, if you're looking at the video, is where my desk was for a whole week, and it was the nicest.
Nice.
It was the nicest office I ever had in my whole life. It was.
Do you want to go back there now, Tice?
If you look at his windows, like you can see, they were building the house across the way, so it was interesting to watch them.
Oh yeah, they were doing all that. Yeah, I'm really hoping. So I was so excited that they had, somebody had lights up tonight, but this is the same house that like battled with the inflatable Santa, and so I'm really one last year. I'm really curious. I don't know if you guys recall that, but like it kept falling down, and I think finally someone just like stabbed it to death, and it just like went down for like out there like
down.
Yeah. I would always drive up this way on my way from work, and so I'd see like this sad dad fixing inflatable Santa every other night. And finally, it just went down and stayed down, and so they put up lights, but I don't see any Santa yet. So stay tuned.
That's how I feel when I watch Green Bay play football. I'm like, oh.
Oh, good one. That's similar feeling. Are you guys putting up lights, by the way? And also, have you started putting up the Christmas stuff?
It's all done. Yeah, everything's done.
Nice. Wow. That's impressive.
Well, okay, so Kira was here staying with us to help with Beth's first surgery. And so, like, the weekend before she left, she doesn't do Christmas. So we were like, well, let's just set up Christmas. So we have a tree. We bought a new tree this year. We have lights in the windows on the inside. And then we have lights in the other window on the inside and some trees. And then we have exterior lights for the first time. And we bought
nice.
The easiest ones to do. They're like bulbs that are about 4.5 inches long. They look like those old timey bulbs that used to in the 50s and 60s that they used to put on.
Like the bubble bulb kind of things?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so we have like 3 strings of them. There's 8 on a string, and so it's super easy. Except it was windy as shit here today, and I noticed that one of them broke and one of them fell, but it doesn't matter. That's wasn't my idea in the first place, but it makes my wife happy, so it's cool.
I mean, it makes neighbors though that are gonna come to your front porch and be like, "Hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's some breakage going on over there."
I don't think no one wants to come to our house because they're afraid. They think our dogs might be mean, and our dogs are very vocal when people walk by. So I don't know. And no, maybe they would. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. We wouldn't answer the door anyway.
Now, what do you hang the lights with? Like, what do you use, like nails, or do they have like hooks for this kind of thing?
That's an excellent question, Matt. Let's talk about that.
Let's
I know it wasn't really announced as a Q&A, but I'm curious and dabbling this year into possibly decorating my exterior. So
I wish I had it, but here's what we used. I found these little clips that you can ring the light through, and then you can hook them onto your gutters. These clips, so you just have to put them on the gutter, and then you don't have to like put any kind of adhesive or hooks or drill anything like that, and they stick on the gutter. Well, then I was like, I'm gonna get some of these, and then I went to Lowe's, and they had a stick that extended up to 35 feet that you could connect the thing to, and then use it to put up against your gutters.
The actual, because that's exactly what I was just thinking about, is me on a ladder and you guys pushing me around for the rest of my life. So
because we are
don't get on a ladder, buddy.
We are of an age, if you fall off a ladder, it could change the rest of your life. So what I will say about this thing is that I could never figure out how to get it tightened just right, but it does work. And then it has a separate thing that you put in, that's like a little claw that pulls them off. So anyway, I would recommend it. I found it at Lowe's. I actually found it on Amazon, so I'll send it to you.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like it worked if you're just because I was like, well, I'm just gonna put them on gutters. That'll be the
Uh-huh.
easiest way to do it, right? You know, because they just snap on and snap off, and they
Right.
actually work pretty well. So for what we were doing, it worked pretty well. But if you get a better stick than we do, it's like, oh, I'm gonna say 12 and a half feet tall, so you could really get it up there if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll send you the link. So that worked for us pretty well. And if like the one that blew off today, like all I got to do is just grab the stick and shove it back up there, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I might just do like the very front of my house, and
That's
something
what we
kind
did.
of
That's what we
simple.
did.
So, yeah. So
They
very.
did.
I would have just been here wondering all this time. Now I know.
I was,
They used to just be like nails and like sticky things that didn't really stick, and yeah.
I didn't want to. I mean, I love the 3M stuff. It works really well inside the house, but I was worried about doing it outside the house, kind of thing. They have these things now that you shove under the tiles. This is what my sister's house did. They have these little things where you wrap the light around it, and then it actually shoves under the tile on the roof, and it stays there. Because my sister and her husband, they just hired somebody to come and do it, and that's what they use. They use these little things. But if you type in Christmas light hangers outdoor, you'll see all these things. So,
okay.
Or you could do what Sally and her husband did and just hire
somebody. Yeah,
is what I would do if I had a house.
If we were going to do anything more than these 3 strands of lights, we would. I told her, I was like, this is the last year I'm doing this because we're going to hire somebody next year, which we won't be able to. But it's just like, yeah. Yeah. I actually know a guy who did that for a living, or like, because he worked.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's money in that.
Yeah, no,
busy for a few months, but
what
whatever.
happens is the lawn crews that they do, lawn and garden, and they just switch over to Christmas lights in the season.
Smart. Yeah.
I don't know. Are you putting anything on the outside? You put lights on the outside of your balcony, don't you?
Yeah. So Jonas did that, and then we've got a couple of old school Christmas trees, like porcelain Christmas trees that we light up. Done. Apartment living for another year, and then we'll deal with the house stuff. So I would like to do Christmas lights on the house, and I feel like Jonas would too, and he's really good at that stuff. So he'll get his ass up on a ladder and figure it out.
I was telling my dad, I said,
we'll see.
I've been borrowing a ladder for the last 3.5 years that I've lived in this place from both neighbors, and I went there specifically knowing that I was going to have to buy a ladder to hang these lights, and then I found this stick, and I was like, the universe is just telling me that I don't need to buy a ladder yet, so I'm not doing it. I don't know what's going to take to buy a ladder, but I have no idea. But at some point, I will have to buy a ladder. I don't know, but not today.
Eventually. Not today.
It's like a small, like collapsible step stool. That's what I've done. I've kind of worked up the courage to. It's a very tall and sturdy step stool, but it doesn't. It's not quite the terror of a traditional ladder. I think so.
Right. Yeah. Beth has 3 or 4 of those around the house because she's 4 foot nothing. So like she has to use those to get into plates and all that kind of stuff. So that's we have lots of those. But yeah, no, I anyway, I wouldn't. It doesn't matter. Follow your Christmas bliss. You guys do whatever the hell you want. So,
follow your bliss, Tyson.
We did
bliss
with
Tyson Dinah's.
We did buy a new Christmas tree this year, and my favorite thing about the Christmas tree is that it's an artificial tree, and you know how like when you like have all those trees have like 3 segments and you put them together, and then you have. I don't know if you guys have real trees or fake trees or, well, you have porcelain trees. Matt, do you put up a tree in your house?
I have a fake tree, yeah. Not putting it up this year, but I do a fake tree.
Have you guys done the real tree, though, in the past?
Have
you enjoyed it?
No.
I have not.
No, I haven't either. I've never enjoyed it. It's always a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It smells nice. It looks nice.
Smells nice.
Ugh, yeah.
No, we
Plus, like, you
we
gotta
did
have to have a pickup truck, don't you? To like, I mean, I don't
kind of.
really want to put a tree in my car, so I like.
Well,
They
you put it on
strap to
top
the
of your
top.
car. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
But
that's true.
Yeah.
the worst thing about it is getting rid of it. That's the thing. And
Exactly. I was going to say
Oh
that.
yeah,
The dead needles.
the
Oh my
dead
God.
needle.
They go
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, because you can't get them through. They don't fit through a regular door. When you put them in the
Nope.
regular door, they don't fall off. But when you pull them out, it's So
Yep.
yeah, no, that's I don't. I mean, it smells nice. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
We got a real tree my first year in New York. And Glassman's girlfriend Fran, she did the whole like, all right, we're getting a real tree, put it on top of her car, brought it in, decorated it herself. Like, we really didn't have to do anything, but she insisted that we help with cleanup. So of course I did. Glassman watched because she just doesn't do that. But it took us 6 hours to clean because of the fucking needles.
yeah,
Never again. Never again.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that when you're dragging it through that stupid door and you watch 10,000 needles just fall.
Yeah. Oh, the worst. Nightmares. Yeah. Never again.
Of course, if we had gotten rid of it before April, it probably would have been better. But still, it's not.
I was going to say, I think, taking it down in February had something to do with it, but whatever, it's
There's
pretty.
there has to be some sort of like whole tree life cycle service now where they bring you a tree.
There has to be.
You know,
Like, I really don't think it, like, if you have enough Christmas cheer and money, you can make it happen. Like, hire everybody to do
like
it. Yeah.
$400. Like, it wouldn't be worth it. They go through like $300 or $400 to do that. It's just like, so buy a nice fake plastic tree.
Yep.
Everyone,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, so when you have those 3 trees and or those fake trees and you put them together and you have to wire the wires in. This thing, it's got electronic wiring in it. You just have to put it into the place and it lights up immediately.
No, there's no.
No, you don't have to do any of that.
What?
It is.
Why are you sending us a link to that shit? I want that now.
Amazing. Because I'm embarrassed about how much money we spent on it. But I was like,
whatever.
But it's so nice
because
you don't have to do anything.
Amazing.
You just go click, it's done.
That's always like the worst part is like going hunting for like I've got 2 here and there's 1 here, but it's a different shape. Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard.
I know it's not that hard, but it's a big pain in the ass. I don't know if it was worth the money we spent, but
this thing where like if you can market something successfully, anything that'll save you like 4 minutes a year.
Yes,
exactly.
You can charge double for it. You're like, that is easy as hell. Yes.
You should have seen me. I was like, watch this, guys. Click, 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 click. I was like, look, the lights go on and off. You don't have to do anything. It's amazing. They're like, that's great, Tyson.
Now,
they leave the room.
Is it actually modular? So you put in like the lower 2 pieces when those light up without the top piece, or do they all have to be
if you wanted to make a weirdly shaped, like a pear-shaped tree, you could do that.
What I'm going for, yeah.
The thing I will send you a link to this tree, and maybe we'll post it out there. But anyway, the other nice thing about this tree is that on the edge of the tree, all the fake tree stuff is super soft. So like if you touch the outside of the tree, it's super soft, but all the inside pieces are super like hard and like a regular fake Christmas tree. So you can hang all the stuff on the inside, but when you touch the outside, it feels like a real tree. It's really cool.
That's nice. I like that.
Sounds like a bunch of Christmas lies to me, Tyson. But
I'll
see it.
Attention to detail.
I will be. Listen. We'll use this tree for the next 20 years, and then I will be buried with this tree. I'm so happy with it.
Oh, God. Here lies Tyson and his tree.
His tree.
That is not what you got. Oh,
for inflation today would have cost.
Tyson's body is decomposing, but this tree will never go away.
It'll never die.
PVC remains forever.
Do you guys not know? Have I told you this? I mean, you know what I want on my. We should all talk about this. What do you want on your tombstone? Because what I want on my tombstone
you've talked about this, but let's go there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what I want on my tombstone is I asked for a statue, and if and just in quotes, and then Tyson Dynus. But I think Beth is going to actually get me a statue. It might be really short or tiny, but that's fine. And I asked for the
Is she?
original young. Yeah, I think she will. A
Okay.
young statue. Maybe in
Oh,
the
so
leisure
you
suit.
and like the leisure suit and
Yeah,
the guitar. Okay.
old Elvis versus young Elvis. What are you going to put in the stamp? And I think a young Tyson probably.
Very
Unless
nice.
unless I start wearing a cape in my older years, then maybe we'll do old Tyson. I don't know. Anyway.
I like that.
Anything's possible, Tyson.
Anything. Anything.
I know.
No, you're under indictment. Go back. Tyson's wearing a cape.
How much money did he steal? It doesn't matter.
Oh God.
It doesn't matter. Look at that cape.
Look at that cape.
Sorry. What a good mood
boy.
tonight, guys. It's great to talk to you.
I know. It's good to talk to you guys too.
We're filled with the holiday spirit. That's
we
what
are.
that is.
We are. I like to think of it. December as a whole month of Christmas.
Right? I know.
Right.
I like it.
We're not even there. We're almost there.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh shit! There's like Advent candle. I don't have an Advent candle or a calendar, and
I don't either.
Yeah, I should have.
I used to love those things.
I did too.
Open it up every day, get a piece of chocolate, enjoy. It was great.
I didn't know my parents somehow convinced me that wasn't a thing because I didn't know anything about it until Sally got married and like her husband was like, we should get Advent candles or calendars. So somehow I missed it completely. Yeah. But I that would be kind of nice.
The one I seen in this was the whole Elf on a Shelf thing. Like, and is that like a relatively new phenomenon? Because that was everywhere all of a sudden.
It's definitely for kids. Like Jonas's younger cousins, they now have cell phones, which is like a whole other thing. It makes me feel old. I'm like, why do you have a cell phone? But they were showing me what the elf was doing in their house. And I was just like, oh boy, that elf is up to no good, pure mischief. And I'm like, your parents must have so much fun late at night, having a few cocktails and putting that shit together.
So wait, I've got this Venn diagram of reality happening in Heather. So there's kids with cell phones that still believe
in the Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
Well, listen, there's
how are you supposed to get in touch with your kid when you're picking them up from school? Cell phone.
Yeah,
right. So they gave them. They're not new phones; they're old phones. So they barely do anything. But they can still take pictures.
They really should bring back pagers for children because that would be.
I agree. I totally agree. Yes.
I will say there's a dark side of the Elf on the Shelf because I remember my sister brought the kids home for Christmas.
A dark side.
And she forgot the elf.
3-part special series.
Well,
get the whole thing away.
We all float down here. But they forgot the elf, and so the kids were terrified or mortified. They thought that they had screwed up Christmas because Sally had forgotten to bring the elf home to Mom and Dad's house for Christmas or something along those lines. So there can be an ugly side to the Elf on the Shelf. But yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. So
it is a thing.
It's like I would say it is the pet rock of their generation.
I miss pet rocks.
Yeah.
Man, if I had a kid or kids, they would screw with me so hard because of my fear of dolls. Like that thing would definitely end up at like the foot of my bed, just like staring at me, and that would be it.
I think
Elf on the Shelf goes out the window.
I feel like if you had kids, you would have to get over your doll thing pretty fast.
Nope, they would not be allowed. Sorry.
I mean, if one of your kids was like a preacher or something, the haunted Bible thing, that'd be weird. But
that would be a little weird.
I feel like you'd probably get over the doll thing.
Nope, I just live in fear because that's the type of person I am. I'm my grandmother's granddaughter, and she just let people step all over her. Carrying on the tradition.
Oh, Matt, you went to the game last night.
Yes, we went to
the game.
Most of the Colts game last night. By most, I mean.
Did you leave at the half? Is that what happened?
No, what happened?
So yes, the Colts were not looking great. I think there was just kind of the final straw. We had to get up super early this morning for an event, and so it was already going to look like it was midnight before we got home, and then everything. So we were really kind of hoping the Colts would just kind of help power us through the evening, and that didn't really happen up until the moment we left the game, which I think on our way out, we hear like these roars, and I'm like, are they showing like highlight reels, days of yore? No, that was the game. And now I do have a question. Halftime seemed incredibly quick. Is halftime very quick for Monday Night Football?
Halftime is 20 minutes, no matter what game it is.
So I thought that 20 minutes seemed to go really fast. So when we watched like the halftime show because somebody wanted to watch that, and so we stuck around from that. And they actually had this kind of neat thing, which I probably didn't show on the actual broadcast, but they were like, you pull up this app and it has like these blinking light things, and they do this night show. I don't know. They may do this at all night games now, but it was interactive. People.
Oh, was it an AR thing where you could see like stuff jumping around the room or the stadium?
No, it was just like it just made like the camera, like or the flash on your camera just like blink, like and it kind of synced up and like so like the music. It was actually pretty cool. And so that was kind of neat to see. But then like of course we were like we got up to leave, and then we start hearing cheers, and then that's weird. For a while, and then of course when we get home, I think it's like 16-16 or something like that.
Yeah.
And of course we can't. I can't find the game, so we're like watching like a YouTube like stream of like a graphic and like some dude commentating it.
Oh yeah, you're literally in market. You couldn't pull the game up, could you?
Yeah. So shout out to Beasley 231. He's a hell of a commentator. But anyway, so we watched that's how we watched the game, and ultimately they did wind up losing. So we felt okay about leaving early, but it was just kind of that thing. Yeah, as soon as because like every person, our presence or attentiveness to a game affects the impact.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
That it does.
That's how it
sorry
works.
about that, guys. Yeah. Sorry. So anyway, it's much my fault as it is Matt Ryan's.
Oh God.
Yeah, there was some ugliness. I did feel bad because like they were walking out at half. They were getting booed by the home crowd. And, like, I mean,
yeah, you could hear it. You could see it. Yeah.
Oh, they just looked bad. It was so unfortunate. And then anyway, so too bad, but always love going to the game. It's always a fun experience. So.
Yeah, we're going to a game. We're coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I just want to go on the field at one NFL game.
It is very cool. It is. We got down there early on, or about half an hour before the game, and it is very neat. Just kind of see beyond the stadium. I actually felt the turf for the first time, and it was like it was like more rubbery than I would have expected. It was
that's good.
Kind of soft and rubbery.
No, I don't know if it's good, but it is what it is. I don't really want to. I don't really want to start talking football, but I feel bad for your team, and I can't believe that Matt Ryan is playing again. But you know what? You guys don't need to hear this. You can tune into my other podcast. On the NFL. They mismanaged the clock so bad in the last 2 minutes of that game. I was just
my God, waiting for the timeout, and I was like, what are they thinking?
I know. I mean, I literally was. I didn't even care up until that point, really. And then I was just like, oh, this is so bad. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then I mean, it made me anxious, and I was like, this is bullshit. I
felt like we were in a parallel universe. Like I was like, wait, what is happening? Why is this happening? Are we missing something?
Like the final moments visually. So all I recall is the dude who was commentating saying, It appears that Matt Ryan is all of a sudden appears to have forgotten how to play football. I was like, what the hell happened?
Not far off. Yeah.
So yeah.
He was looking strong after halftime. I think Tyson, you said like they were going to get their asses chewed, and they did. Like they came out looking good, and then
that's why they are. They typically are kind of a stronger second half team, but they just.
They just couldn't. I mean, after after a quarter and a half, the third and a half quarters, the half of the fourth quarter, they just fell apart again, and it was just like. I mean, but I guess that's what you expect. I was pissed that their quarterback, Jay Taylor, what's his name? James Taylor? I don't know. Anyway,
James Taylor, I believe, yes.
Taylor, the quarterback,
plays guitar during timeouts.
Scored enough points to beat me in my other football league, which pissed me off, but whatever. I don't care.
That other league that you don't talk about, but your wife does in our
she's super happy about that. Yeah. She can't help it.
That made my day. Thank you, B. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Last week too. I don't know what happened. It was actually contentious at some point, but I looked today to see who won, and oh my god, you killed me.
Yeah, fucking annihilated. Yeah,
you did.
Damn it.
If anyone thinks in any way that fantasy football is not based on luck and is based on skill, you're fucking full of shit. Sorry,
wrong.
No, you're wrong.
It's true.
That's just luck.
It's fun. It is fun.
It's fun. That's fun, but it's not. I mean, I've known some guys that are fucking really good at it, and I was just like, I was like, I don't have 20 hours a week to devote to all the shit that you're reading.
Not worth it.
Yeah. But I suppose you're leading the league right now, are you not? So are you still leading the league?
I'm fucking dominating our league.
Okay, well, all right, so I think this is a very humbling statement.
Tyson and I have constant conversations about how we feel Tyson is cheating somehow.
I'm 11-1 in our league, and that means for sure that I'm going to get beat in the first round of the playoffs, because that's all that matters in our fucking league.
Hey, that's true. That is true.
There's no way I'm going to walk away with some money. Did we set it up? So does the loser, the last place person in the league, do they get like $20 back? I forget how we set it up. Did we not? Oh, this is not true, by the way.
Place gets something, I think, but we all put in $20, so you're gonna get some money, Tice. Coming.
I'm not. No, I wait till.
No, you don't think so?
Oh God, no.
I think
I'm gonna get my ass kicked and fucking. I promise you, I will get beaten the first round by Beth probably in fucking the playoffs.
I would be down for that. I would like somebody to beat you. Sorry.
Humble pie. Yeah, trust me. I don't know what I'm doing any more than anyone else does. Although, you got to start players that are actually starting. Just heads up.
That took me a few weeks to figure out.
Yeah, to figure out that. Yeah. Good advice.
You guys will be better next year. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I finally figured out what that that you could tap the player, because I thought I honestly for the first 3 weeks thought you had to fire someone and then recruit somebody new. And I was like, well, how do I ever use my bench? And then I figured out there was those things.
That's what it was. My first fantasy football league. Yeah. I definitely did that.
All right. It's a learning curve, but that's okay. It makes me feel like I learned something.
I'm sorry. I love so much that you think is you're so attached to your players. You're like, well, I don't want to fire this guy. No, you just cut him. It's fine. You pick next week, after.
I'm an amazing quarterback this year. I have the number. I still have the number one. I mean, but I was
Josh Allen. Oh,
yeah, Josh Allen. Yeah,
that guy.
Poor guy. I mean, I feel bad for him
next year.
Though, well, he was my number. He was who I wanted, but it doesn't matter. Again, you can all tune into my next podcast, Tyson's Thought on Fantasy Football, one of the 1 million podcasts about fantasy football that you can find on the web.
On the web.
On the web.
Check it out. All right, you guys want to do some headlines?
We should do some headlines.
I just realized we're 44 minutes in.
Oh yeah, no.
Look at us catching up. All right,
let's do it.
Of the week.
I'll go first because I always do. We have a rhythm.
That's how we do it.
No, I did something this week that I haven't done in a long time. I didn't even look at what headlines I collected over the week. So these are all new to me too. Well,
Cool.
recently new. This is the first one. Yi is running for president and asked Trump to be his running mate. And as to be expected, the request to collaborate didn't end well. Well, okay, so the thing is, so apparently Kanye West and this super racist right wing dude, um, what's his name? I'm sorry,
I
it's
don't
not
even
in the
care, but I
article.
saw the
You don't know.
headlines.
Yeah, they had dinner together, and anyway, so Yi was like, I think I'm gonna run for president, and then and he's like, hey Donald, you want to be my vice president? You can imagine how that would go. Only Yi would be like Yi, and I'm not gonna call him that anymore. Kanye West, sorry, we're gonna
Thank you.
yeah, he's not
I was
Sean
about to call you on it.
Diddy Combs, whatever his fucking name is.
No.
You know. Anyway, this is his quote, and he posted a video. Uh, and it was, what was the video name? It was something like Mar-a-Lago debriefing or something like that. It was hilarious. He's like, I think the thing that Trump was most perturbed about, me asking him to be my vice president, I think that was like lower on the list of things that caught him off guard, which obviously. The video was called Mar-a-Lago debriefed. He's like, I came to him as someone who loves Trump, and I said, go and get Corey Lewandowski back. Good idea, Kanye. Go and get these people the media tried to cancel and told you to step away. Anyway, Trump basically started screaming at me at the table, telling me I was going to lose. I mean, has that ever worked for anyone in history? I'm like, hold on, Trump, you're talking to Yi. So, you know, the fact that he was surprised that Donald Trump was yelling at him is also a good sign that he would be a great president.
So many reasons.
I mean, the guy, as far as I can tell, he's got a lock on it. And this is my only other. Although to be fair though, that would be the funniest ticket in the world of.
Oh my god, amazing!
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I only have one other headline, and I file this under rich people are just like regular people. This is from Variety. Nicole Kidman receives standing ovation at Broadway's The Music Man after bidding $100,000 for Hugh Jackman's signed hat. So yeah, I assume it was for charity. Yep, fight AIDS. And then she did it. She got a standing ovation. My question is, if it had been me with $100,000, if I'd gotten a standing ovation, because I hadn't been in. Well, let me just break it down. I hadn't been married to Tom Cruise at one point, so I don't think I would have got a standing ovation. But anyway, I guess good for AIDS. So that's it. Those are my headlines. Not a lot this week.
Kidman is better than just being married to Tom Cruise. She's done some stuff.
Yeah, she was in Days of Thunder. That was pretty good. No, I don't know.
You're judging Nicole Kidman on Days of Thunder. Might be a little there, but I'm also like,
she's won an Oscar.
Oh, I think she was
talented. She's a talented actress.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, I barely knew she was Australian until about like 10 years ago. So, I mean, she must be really good. I
had no idea that you really didn't give a shit about Nicole Kidman.
I think you really need to watch BMX Bandits to truly appreciate.
You know what? I take it all back. You know what? You're right, Matt. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
A rare oversight.
Have you guys not seen Moulin Rouge?
I had to watch that in film class.
I had to watch it.
I've never wanted to just end the podcast and just leave, but now is the first time. So there's that.
Well, she was. What was it? Eyes Wide Shut. She was in that. That was another one.
With Tom Cruise when they were together. Cruise. That was the last movie they did before they.
Isn't she married to a country western singer?
Keith Urban. Yes.
Seems like
found true love.
Yeah, good.
She found it.
Yeah.
She and Stefani, they both got together and they're like, fuck it.
It's like the post-celebrity move. It's like you date the rock guy or the actor, and then you just marry yourself a country western singer.
It's the natural trajectory. Yeah,
I think it is. I think it is. It's a sign that you're settling down, getting back to your roots.
I don't have any problem with it. I mean, I don't have any.
I'm just
you support it? Oh,
stating
okay,
facts.
all right.
Absolutely.
I think my thing with her is it's that commercial, and I know it's been memed to death or whatever, but we only go to AMC theaters, and I see that thing every time we're in
I
an
love the
AMC theater.
AMC commercial. And I love that Patti LaBelle actually sells a pin that you can buy of fucking Nicole Kidman looking up at the screen. Like, commercial. It's
Yeah,
great. You know what, Tyson? I'm actually going to get you that pin. So,
that's fine.
Christmas present revealed.
Nice.
There you go.
I don't have anything against her. I do remember. So Beth's brother did his residency at Stanford, or no, it was at that psych hospital in Topeka. I can't remember, Managers. I don't know if that was the name of the place.
Oh, that sounds
And
right. Yeah.
and Tom Cruise was there for drug addiction, and he was
Oh,
married
no
to
shit.
her. He was married to her at the time,
Oh,
and
wow.
he was like, did you know Nicole Kidman was Australian, A, and B, and did you know that she's covered in freckles? And I was like, those are weird takeaways, but whatever, I mean, I don't know what else you would, I mean, anyway. I don't really know much about her. I know she works with Reese Witherspoon a lot, and I don't really have that much. I don't really like Reese Witherspoon that much either. So I don't know. But
You
anyway,
don't like women supporting women in Hollywood? It's fine.
yeah. I mean, except aren't all those shows that they do aren't they backstabby women cheating
They're a
on
little
each other's
bitchy. They're a
husbands?
little like white, rich women in
Yeah, I mean,
California
so
bitchy.
I
Yeah.
don't really,
In
I don't know if that's
fairness,
I don't know.
it's
But
fine.
again, if it doesn't have a laugh track, I'm not gonna watch it. So you guys know me anyway. It's fine.
Thanks for joining the Hollywood Minute with Jabberjaw.
That is right. That I'm going to record that right after I get done with my NFL fantasy podcast. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we're getting so many new listeners after this one. All right,
Oh, yeah.
Smith, you're up.
Earning it. I just had a couple, I had a lot, but they just haven't, I don't know. I just don't want to talk about them anymore. They're over. I've gotten
know
over
what you
them.
mean.
I've sort of accepted it. Now, just one kind of late breaking before the podcast started. The founder of the Oath Keepers and another fine, upstanding American patriot were both found guilty this evening on seditious conspiracy. It is the biggest sort of kind of conviction yet in the January 6th. They're both facing up to 20 years in prison. So,
suck a D.
Yeah.
Hey.
The only reason I know it's been kind of a beleaguered and slow process, and this news trickles out, but this is, it's good to see that juries are sort of, finding these people guilty. I think
I agree.
They've kept up a particularly good tick of convictions, save for the one in Michigan with the whole Whitmer thing that they kind of bought. But it was a weird, complicated story. But no, I just, that's what I took away from this is these people are being held accountable in the courts. They're presenting it in a manner that people are basically saying, yeah, no shit. But it's just, I don't know. I guess it's just good that people can see the truth, and that's reaffirming.
Yeah, but I mean, let's see how big that headline is tomorrow. That's the thing that disappoints me.
I agree. Yeah, we're hiding these wins, and and sure on CNN.com it's a big deal, but for the so I don't know, but it's and I won't get into. I guess I can kind of transition it a little bit into another big story was I think since the last time we've talked, is special prosecutor was named in the investigation into former President Donald Trump, and that's turning into a whole thing. And his tax returns were also officially the Supreme Court has basically at this point said, fuck you, Donald. We've got our job and we're not helping you no more. We want no part of this. I'm glad. I don't know if you guys saw too the Alito thing about the Supreme Court leak.
About 2014 thing. Yeah,
I did not see
where
it.
He basically leaked. It was I think it was an LGBTQ bill or something with and obviously he was the founder of Hobby Lobby, lovely organization.
Yeah.
Leave them presents in their bathroom when you visit. They like basically the allegation was that Alito told him early what the decision was.
Listen, having worked in a hotel, don't leave them presents in their bathroom, all right? Because they don't; those people don't own the company; they just work there. Please don't.
That's true. You're right. You're right, man. Right.
I mean, it's not like they can call the president of the company and be like, "Hey, I got a dookie on the line."
No,
too.
you're right. You're Tyson. You're right. I will let cooler heads prevail. You're right. Do not. Yes.
Oh.
Flush as normal.
Lib turd going on.
And, look them in the eye when you check out. Yeah. Well,
oh man.
I left them a lib turd.
That killed me.
Oh, that's our new shirt, lib turd.
Boy, they really did. That took a weird direction. That went geopolitical, scatological real quick.
Leave a lib turd in the bathroom of Hobby Lobby.
The Hobby Lobby.
We keep trying to figure out how we're going to go viral. I mean, it's happening right now. We need to take care of it. You know?
That's true. The only other one was like an article that I heard, or a thing that I heard about on NPR. I think I shared the graph with you guys. It's just like mildly interesting to me, but it was an analysis of pop music since 1952. It looks like up until present day, and over the last basically like 15 years, up until that point, up until about 2010. You would have a key change in a pop song about 30% of the time. And then post in the last 15 years, it's basically gone down to almost nothing. Now, I know in my head what a key change is, Tyson. Can you?
Yeah, so this blew my mind, by the way. Like, I've been thinking about this a lot because this is fascinating because I love songwriting and I love song tropes and how things move. And so like a key change, basically what happens is, and you can have multiple key changes in a song, but usually you just have one key change. And I'll give you an example as I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton and or Whitney Houston. And the song, and it goes, I will always love you. And then it goes into the chorus or the bridge. And then it goes, and it goes up one note, basically, or two notes, and then so that's the key change. And so it's just like a little extra oomph, that gives it that thing. And you hear that a lot. And so I've been trying to figure out, like, I was like, is it the rise of hip hop collaborations or whatever? And I actually think that is part of it. But a lot of hit songs, especially in the 60s, had a lot of key changes, like like where they would do these things. But especially in the 80s and 90s, you had a lot of hit songs from people that were doing Disney songs, because Disney songs always made top 10 of the year. Like Elton John songs, like from
absolutely,
like from The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast or any of that stuff. And that key change thing just gives that extra oomph to the last 40, or actually the last like 25% of the song, and it just brings people in and they love it. And it's very much a thing that pop music went from to I always think so I'm trying to think of a good song in like the 60s, like You Don't Own Me by Leslie Gore. That's not a very popular song, but that had a key change in it. So anyway, like, so it's really interesting, this graph you had from around 2010, 2012. It just deadlined, like no top 100 songs of the year had a key change in it. And I think that is just because of the way that the culture moved from certain ways that songs were to like dance club songs and that kind of thing, because a key change in a dance club song really breaks the flow of how you're just supposed to be dancing at the club and doing that stuff. Now, I don't know if any of this is true. I'm just guessing, but I was so fascinated by that chart. I think it's really interesting. So, did I answer your question? Sorry.
Absolutely. Yes. It exceeded expectations. So thank you. No, yeah. I thought it was really interesting too, because yeah, it just seemed like that was a dramatic shift, and I sort of knew that was kind of almost going to be used as a hook in a lot of ways, but this was
I thought of one that everyone might know, Pleasant Valley Sunday by the Monkees. Another Pleasant Valley Sunday.
Yep.
There's a huge key change at the end of that, and that song was written by Carole King, and there's a lot of songs written by Carole King for
Carole
different
King,
people
yeah.
that did that had that big key change in it. So anyway, yeah, it's weird, but I think it has to do with the dance club thing. Like people want bangers, and bangers don't have key changes.
Yeah.
Celine Dion has key changes. Shania Twain has key changes. 2 Change and Adele do not have. Well, Adele might. I don't know, but I don't think so.
Adele might. I feel like she would have maybe one or two that have a key change. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I think the most interesting key changes. Like I wrote a song that had 2 key changes, which is ridiculous because I'm a terrible songwriter. But honestly, compared to like Tim Rice or whatever. But you can do that. I did it as a trick. But I think it's so interesting when people do a key change and they go from because almost everyone goes up. And sometimes sometimes you can go down, and I always think that's really interesting. Trent Reznor has done that a couple times. I think that's an interesting move. But again, you can check this out on my podcast, Key Changes in the Last 50 Years. It's going to be a great podcast. There's already 15 or 16.
You're like sitting on a media empire over there. Jesus.
That's so good. I don't know.
It's exhausing, isn't it? Right?
In my box of evidence that music is progressively getting worse. And
that sounds like a good podcast.
Yeah, I'll listen to that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, one thing I just quickly mentioned before we go to Dawson's headlines is the whole Ticketmaster Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift thing! Holy shit!
Is they gave up? They just were like.
Yeah.
Yep. I love it because hopefully, finally, someone is going to start looking at antitrust. And I think it was Elizabeth Warren. I think was the one that actually mentioned something about looking. Yes, you need to. It's gotten real bad, and secondary sales.
Yeah,
it's a racket. I mean,
it is a fucking racket.
On the secondary market, they profit from this. It's just such a racket. So anyway, I guess thank you, Taylor Swift, for being so insanely popular that you broke Ticketmaster. That's quite an achievement.
Yeah, girl.
I mean, it's kind of her fault, but not really. It's kind of been bad all the time. I will say this, I was thinking about this because this is really embarrassing, but one night Beth was like, let's go see Jack White. I'm like, okay. I was like, he's playing, here at Starlight. And I was like, oh my God, tickets are like $300 a piece. And she's like, I was like, you know what, let's just get them or whatever. And then the day of the concert, the tickets were like $45 a piece in the same section.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And I was like, what happened? And and literally what happened was I went to the wrong place. I didn't go to the actual venue spot. And and I hope she doesn't listen to this, or I hope she hasn't heard this because she doesn't know the story. But I mean, it was just like Jesus Christ, like there's a monopoly, and you literally
there is.
But I guess you know what? Good on Metallica. Lars has been on that since like 1992. That's been a long time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Dawson?
Poor Lars.
He lives in a castle. He's fine. He's Lars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Lars. God. I just have a few. Pierce Morgan, forced to deny he is Home Alone's pigeon lady. This is something fun.
That killed me. Oh,
that's a great headline.
Oh my God, I loved it. And then like the whole thing from the Sun article that I read was just like, clip, and then they dissected of like his cohort was basically saying she had proof, and they kept bringing it up on screen, and he was getting like progressively more pissed throughout it. And he was like, I'll have you know, I've been in 10 films and they've grossed over $10 million together. What have you all been in? And like flipped out. So, yes, good on you. And then Elizabeth Holmes was sentenced to 11 years in prison for Theranos fraud.
We'll see how much she actually serves, but
that's what I'm waiting to see. Fucking gonna get appealed and all
Didn't
that
they
shit.
they
But
suggested a penal camp or no, was a work camp?
Minimum security prison. Like, yeah, that was the.
I haven't seen any updates, so they did
Oh no,
suggest that.
she got sent to the minimum security prison. I think
Oh,
they were.
okay.
I thought she was recommended to something way bigger, like a prison camp. But
No.
maybe, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. That whole thing's a little weird. Like, how is she the only one that's going to jail for that whole deal? I don't quite understand it. But anyway,
well, the guy is too, isn't he? Isn't her husband or partner?
Her partner, her lover at the time. Yes, her
Right,
business partner.
Yeah.
Lover.
No, and you had big shots. I mean, like fucking Cory Booker, who I thought at some point might have been a Democratic hopeful who was just turned in. He wrote like a letter in support of her. And it's just like, dude, like I don't know. I guess
I guess she still has money. I guess so.
Yeah,
I guess
she'll be back.
Yeah.
I mean, she was. I love that whole story because she was kind of an evil genius. She really was. She's like, I'm going to get a bunch of old people that I've got a shit ton of money. I'm going to get a bunch of old respectable people on my board, and I'm going to ask for more money. And it was a really good scam. So
yeah, it was.
Enjoy prison, Elizabeth. I'm sure it's all right. I guess.
Yeah.
We set the laws. You took advantage of them. I can't really hold you accountable.
So. Yeah, exactly.
But I just want her to speak her normal voice just once, though. I think
Me
that
too,
actually,
right?
we could have exchanged 12 years for just having to speak in her real voice.
I'm behind you on that. Yeah.
Now
what's okay? So listen, there are TV shows or documentaries. What are the ones to watch? Because I don't really know. I could look it up.
I would watch the one on Hulu with Amanda Seyfried.
Who was the?
Well, it's not a documentary. It's just like a series that they based off of it. She does an incredible job.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think of. Is it on HBO Max, Smith? The documentary.
Dropout is the one on Hulu, the dramatic series, and I think there is a documentary on HBO on the topic as well. So. Really interesting story. I didn't dive into it until kind of like the Nexium thing. I kind of they've been out for a few months, and I've like, holy shit, there's a lot of crazy people out there.
A lot, yeah. Lots of cuckoo birds.
Value, thank God. So,
It grounds you. It grounds you. It does.
It does, right? And then my last one is from the Independent. London Tattoo Removal Studio offers to remove Kanye West tattoos for free. I think this is sweet. A London-based tattoo studio. They just had a bunch of people coming to them, and they quoted, "People with Kanye tattoos were coming to us, and you could hear how triggering it was for them." So we just wanted to help them out. So I mean, I think that's very sweet, and I'm sure. Like, why would you get a Kanye West tattoo? Like, who are these people? Is what I want to know. But
Republicans now.
Yeah, I guess. Oh God.
It's like every Republican now has a black friend, and it's Kanye West. And it's,
it is. Like, ooh, finally.
He's one of the good ones. Yeah.
Yep.
He's one of the good ones. He is.
God.
He's got a ranch in Idaho. Probably Montana.
Oh, Kanye!
Probably.
I like the whole Kanye Trump. I can't wait for that feud because that's just it's gonna happen. Like Kanye is
yes, it is,
and he may have a better shot than Trump right now. So
can you imagine those debates? They're gonna be fucking horrible.
Trump will pay for you.
Talking about policy.
Literally would fly both of you out to Matt's house or to my house to watch that debate.
Yeah,
I would watch it. And then there'd be like, I don't know, like Kinzinger, and he'd be like, "Why the fuck am I here? What's going on?" Like, it would be great. It would be fantastic. I would.
Tyson, this is going to be
hundreds of books to send in to get the cash together.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a glorious primary season either way. Like, it's going to be, because he's not running unopposed now. So, that's going to be.
Oh my God.
Well, Kanye couldn't even get his name on the ballot in more than like 4 states anyway. Last time, he doesn't have the infrastructure because he doesn't. Well, you know what? None of this matters. I just want to see a debate. It's fine.
Let's win the credibility so we get the debate.
Yeah.
I like this. Yeah.
Oh man. That's it. That's it for me.
Right.
We have headlined.
All right.
Yay.
Of the week.
Headlines of the week. Into plugs.
You, the ice cream manufacturer. You, the frozen food distributor. And you, the food retailer. Stand today in the midst of a selling revolution. For today, you're in a merchandising era of self-service, where display and accessibility are the key to successful merchandising. Yes, today's problem is merchandising. To sell in high volume for high profits, frozen products are impulse items, and impulse buying is primarily an emotional decision.
Real fast. There's an animated show on Netflix, so you guys won't watch it, but I don't give a shit. It's called it's called Inside. It's called Inside Job, and it's co-created by the guy who created Gravity Falls, which is an excellent show. If you've ever watched it, and that's for kids.
Haven't. Okay.
Inside Job is not for kids, and it's basically about the people that run the deep state and their biggest people that they have to work with are the Illuminati. But these guys, they have like Mothman and Bigfoot, and they know all that stuff. It is very adult, so not for kids. So just a heads up. It's also hilarious and one of the funniest Alex Jones things I've ever seen in my whole life is in the second episode of this new season. So highly, highly recommend.
Can you just send us a clip of that, Tice? Thanks.
Yeah, you know what? I will. Yeah, I'll send you. Fucking lazy bastards.
Ouch! Make Tyson work.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, make me do
this really funny bit. Hey, back that shit up and send it to us. Yeah, I like that.
I did watch the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Love
you. Yeah. I did see the Guardians. I saw the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which is on Disney Plus. It's worth watching. It's very silly. It has Kevin Bacon in it as Kevin Bacon, and it's schmaltzy and cute and funny, and there are some really funny Marvel things in it that aren't necessarily right out in the front. Oh, and the old 87s or the old 97s are the house band in that show, weirdly enough.
Interesting.
Yeah, wow. So and they're great, to be fair. So that's really good. I'm gonna unplug this real fast because I want to save the best for last. I'm gonna unplug The Woman King. The Woman King is a movie about. It's based on a true story ish about the basically it was the women tribe. They weren't a tribe, but they were women warriors of this African tribe. And they're fighting against other African tribes. This is in the 1800s, who were stealing their people to be sold as slaves because some of the African tribes were stealing other people's African tribe people to sell them into slavery. And they put together this group of women that are just completely badass. So that part of the story is awesome. And all the training and the fighting scenes are awesome. All the tacked on bullshit about falling in love and yada yada yada. It just does it. It's like they took a really cool idea for a movie and then they threw in a romance and a fucking like a redemption story and all this stuff that they didn't need to do. Anyway, so you can watch it if you want. As far as I know, it's mostly true. Lots of it's true, but not. But anyway, I didn't like it because they Hollywooded it up so bad that it lost.
I read that.
It lost the narrative, and that was unfortunate because it could have been really cool. But the action scenes were amazing. To be fair,
I was gonna say that Viola Davis got jacked for that.
Oh yeah, no, movie, everybody, right? And she was amazing in it. I mean, she was really good. She wasn't as, to be honest with you, she was better in Black Panther, in my opinion. Wakanda Forever.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, I actually think she's going to get the nom for Best Actress for that Black Panther movie because
Okay.
she had a great role. She did a great job. Whatever. And then finally, we went and saw Glass Onion on Friday.
How was that?
It was awesome. It was exactly like the first one. Not exactly like the first one, but it was as good as the first one. Which the first one was long knives, or no, Knives Out.
Knives Out.
Knives Out.
Knives
Yeah.
Out. And they're doing this thing where it was only in theaters. I think it's only in theaters till this Friday, and then it's going to be on Netflix at the end of the month. But I read today that they made like $15 million and they only had it in 700 screens, which when I was buying tickets, one in the two places it was showing in Kansas City, one of them I couldn't get two seats together for the entire
Oh
day.
wow.
And the other one, I could get two seats together, but it was in the jankiest, oldest theater that they had, and that place practically sold out. So, but anyway, it was great. It was really good. So anyway, if you miss it in the theater, you're in for a treat. December 23rd, I believe, is when it's coming on Netflix, and it's awesome. I hope this is a thing. I hope it's got legs because I could watch like 10 more of these things. I like it better than Bond at this point. It's just
no shit. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I love Knives Out. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, and also there's a big reveal in this movie that I didn't even catch. Like I didn't even. It's so like it's so played down in the story. It didn't even make any sense to me that was the thing that happened. But I will say that Edward Norton plays an Elon Musk type, and he nails it. It is hilarious.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
cool.
No, he really does that. So anyway, those are my plugs. I guess there's one more plug. If you go to Bandcamp, bandcamp.com, if you're not familiar with it, there's a new compilation out called Saving for a Custom Van. And it's a tribute to Adam Schlesinger and the music of Fountains of Wayne. And it's literally 3 albums worth of covers.
Oh, wow.
Kay Hanley from Letters to Cleo, Tawny Donnelly and Trisha Greenfield from Belly, Motion City Soundtrack, Field Music.
Damn.
I mean, it's amazing. Like the lineup is fantastic, and a bunch of bands I'd never heard before are great too. Like so. Anyway,
awesome.
Cool.
I would highly recommend checking that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is. Oh, I guess one more thing. The last Fountains of Wayne record that has never been put out on vinyl came out on not Free Record Day, Record Store Day on the 25th this month. It's what's the fourth one called? I'll look it up while you guys are doing your thing. But they only did I think they did 4,000 copies of it. It's probably their least best one, but it's still really good. So anyway, if you're a vinyl person, I would highly recommend it. Oh, and one more thing, since we're talking about vinyl, Hot Heat's second record, Make Up the Breakdown, is available.
Oh, so good. Fucking jealous about that. I gotta get that.
I went through the motions of realizing I was 2 decades old, and amazing record.
It breaks your heart, doesn't it? It's like, oh.
Good God.
Anyway, those are my picks.
Some of the best album art too. I might.
Oh yeah, and on the new one here, I'll grab it real fast while you guys are doing the thing. It's they put a silver sheen on it, and so it's shiny now.
Oh my God!
It is neat.
Fucking getting it.
I'll get it. You guys go ahead.
All right, Smith, you're up.
All right, I have a few plugs. Probably my best, my favorite, most plug is he's got the
look at that sweet. Oh, and now he's back.
Show us that sheen. Where's that sheen?
Oh, can't hear us.
Where is that sweet sheen?
Can you see it?
Oh, I mean, look at that shit.
Neat. That's pretty cool.
The type is badass.
And there's
cool.
And there's 2 B-sides on the back that weren't on the original record.
That is 2
done. That's getting bought.
Anyway.
All right, so plugs. First, Christmas Story Christmas, which I was super excited about. And you know what? I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I was happy with it. And I think like there's only so much you can do, right? I mean, they effectively are 40 years removed. A lot of the cast is dead, so there was and so there was only so much they could do. Thought it was very cute. It was a very simple movie, but it really, really, really quite enjoyed it. So if you haven't seen it, I was so excited when my parents were here, and my sister, my new nephew, they were here a few weeks ago. Of course, I made them, but it sounded fun. On that Friday, we watched the original. We watched the original Christmas Story and then ordered Chinese food and then ate the sequel. So it was very fun to have
smiling at me.
Oh, yeah. So it was really fun. Really, really cute movie on HBO Max, I believe. So check it out. Original's also fantastic as well. Other things I've watched the couple of weeks. Kind of a softish plug for Pepsi Where's My Jet. This is a new Netflix documentary.
A soft one? I loved it.
Well, yeah, I may watch it again. I was aware of the story. I kind of knew the story. I don't know. For some reason the format of the documentary itself was a little off-putting to me. Because I was really, when I saw this, I was like, holy shit, they made a documentary about this. But you enjoyed it. I'm glad to hear. Like I enjoyed it. It just wasn't quite. It could have been better in my infinite head if I could do everything better. So Dawson, tell people what it really is.
No, I can understand that. I think, in fairness, we were tying one on too, and we were just really excited because we weren't familiar with the story.
Okay, that's the thing.
I don't remember it, so it was interesting.
I read that because I didn't even bother to watch it because I read this really great article a couple of years ago about that whole thing. So I haven't bothered to watch it because I remember the article was really good. But if you didn't know the story, it's super interesting.
Oh, yeah. No, totally. And that's what we were fascinated by.
I don't know if it's worth giving away or not. I don't think so. I think it's probably better off going in not knowing what it's about.
Not knowing. I didn't know spoilers. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story and kind of amazing how, it's a good, stick in the eye to corporate America. And that's fun.
It is. And it's also kind of a sweet story about friendship, too. So I liked it on many levels. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. My one unplug, a real quick unplug. I don't know if you saw this, Dawson, but I really enjoyed the Peacock, A Friend of the Family.
Me too. Yes.
Really, it wrapped up. I think this week or last week, but the final episode is really, really good series about just a crazy true kidnapping and very bad parenting. Focus more on the parenting. The parenting is
horrible parenting.
Absolute. So they dropped. I think when my family was here, they dropped this this update documentary. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. It's on my queue. Yeah.
We're gonna hold off though. I'm gonna make you watch that. We're gonna talk about
shit
because
isn't. Oh wait, you watched it? Okay.
You can watch it. I'm just fascinated. Somebody knows what the hell I'm talking about. So we did watch it. I want to get your impressions after being just
I'm watching it this week.
Super impressed with the Friend of the Family series. We'll talk about it.
It looks fucking terrible. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm also looking forward to it. I have to be at the right level of okay, I'm ready for this trash.
You'll actually find yourself less empathetic to the victim. It's that bad. It's real bad. It's real bad. It's very obvious.
And I was curious because she keeps dropping hints throughout all of the things that she's done, how she wanted to be an actress and all this fucking shit. And then this stuff came out and I was like, oh, here we go. She's in the limelight.
It kind of degrades the series. It's that bad. But anyway, we'll revisit this.
Okay, I'm going to watch it.
Tyson, I know that it's a lot of commitment. We were talking about 12-hour commitment time-wise. If you want to know what we're talking about, but you're welcome to it.
It is a lot, Tyson. The story is fucking oh my god.
I like a couple of the actors, so I might watch it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Colin Hanks is great in it.
Colin Hanks is excellent.
Yeah.
What's his name from White Lotus? He was also on that guy. He was also on The Office for a season. Pete.
Oh yeah. What is his name? And he was in The Obvious Child with Jenny Slate that I really liked.
Yeah.
Where he didn't play a sleazebag. He played a very sweet man. God damn it. I should know his name. TBD. Producers.
Just one real quick one. So as I kind of mentioned a couple weeks ago, I've really kind of taken a liking to the mid-90s Lifetime movies, and they just keep coming. Like I found Tubi, which is this great like online like streaming service that like everything's free. But all like the Lifetime movies they must just be undervalued because there are not a whole lot of commercials in them. So, but I found one. I'm a huge Wonder Years fan, and I discovered something that I completely missed from '96, where Fred Savage plays an abusive boyfriend to Cameron. What the hell ever.
What's her name from Full House?
From Full House, yes.
No way.
Yeah, and it was
excellent.
Dynamite. That is all I can say. Dynamite. It was so good. If you're a Fred Savage fan, but the fact is, like, it was kind of easier to take because I think like Cameron, what the hell ever,
doesn't matter. She's terrible.
News, like she left like the Hallmark Channel or whatever because she's going on to form her own Christian straight Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
Get to root for Fred Savage more than you otherwise would, and I appreciated that because she's kind of so.
Matt, I'm gonna send you a link to all.
She wants to go back to traditional relationships.
She wants to go back to traditional relationships, and I think Jodie Sweetin or somebody, I don't know.
It was Jodie. She was like, "Fuck you, bitch. What is your problem?"
Good.
That's really great. It's really great how that beef. I mean, it almost feels like it was like. Like constructed, but I know it wasn't. But it was like somebody could have wrote that in the back room of a Hollywood movie thing. But I'm gonna send you a link of all the shit that you give up by watching Tubi, Matt. Just so you know,
all the shit that I give up, like personal information.
Yeah, data used to track you. Identifiers, they check once you use it. They check all your contact information. Identifiers, data uses, contact information, search history. Identifiers use.
I'm just Dynamite. It's excellent. It's got them all. All right.
Whatever.
I use a VPN. I'm partially protected.
Do you use a VPN on your TV? I
do actually. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Well, you already agreed to the thing, so anyway. Who cares what I think? Go ahead.
I don't know. I hadn't heard that. I just assumed that it was, it's like the same 4 commercials over and over again. So you're probably right. They're harvesting my data.
Well, they don't need commercials because they just capture every single thing that you do, every show you watch, not just on Tubi, but on everything else that you watch.
You should actually, please send that to me because I did not know that.
Oh God, he is looking worried now.
No One Would Tell, which is the name of the film that was. So anyway, those are my plugs. Dawson.
It's called No One Would Tell. I wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Don't sign up for Tubi though, because they're ultimate.
But I mean, I'll bet I could find that elsewhere. No One Would Tell.
Okay.
No One Would Tell. Yeah, it was actually really good. And what's her name from the producer?
Hey, Tess, will you find that and put that on Plex, please?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I got some plugs. There is a new series on Hulu called Fleischman is in Trouble, starring Jesse Eisenberg and Claire Danes, Lizzie Kaplan. Hey.
Oh wow. Excellent.
And Adam Brody. I love it. Is such a great. It's funny, but it's like dark comedy.
Because
It's also very Jesse Eisenberg focused. So if you're not a fan of him, because he can get very twitchy and like almost like a weird like new age Woody Allen, but not. I don't know. I get annoyed by him sometimes.
I've always been a fan, so I
like him too, but I can see how some people would get annoyed by the shtick after a while. Yeah. So,
I went to watch it, but every time I went to watch it, it kept saying drama, and I was like, "But is it a drama?" Like, I don't know. Anyway, so it's good to know that it's a dark comedy.
It's a dark comedy. I would call it a dark comedy. Lizzie Kaplan, of course, is fucking
everybody in it.
Adam Brody is really good in it too. And Claire Danes, it's a lot of Claire Danes of like screaming and like freaking out drama, but I like that about her.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. So
Takes you back to My So-Called Life.
I love My So-Called Life. That's one of my favorite series of all time.
Oh,
Sometimes when this is a fun fact. Sometimes when I'm alone and Jonas is passed out, I'll just watch it like late at night. I'll put on a couple, episodes. Jordan Catalano, whatever.
That's his only work that I can't spend Jordan Catalano. He did an amazing job. He did.
No one is surprised that you love that show if they know you at all. Come on.
They're not. Exactly. Actually, one of my best friends in New York looks like Claire Danes from My So-Called Life. And I called her on it. I was like, Jackie, you look like her. She's like, fun fact, I've shaped my hair to look like her hair in My So-Called Life. So it's a thing. And then we already plugged the Pepsi Where's My Jet. I just want to double plug that. Watch it. It's an interesting story. We were going to watch one episode and then follow it up the next night, and we ended up watching the whole thing. So
yeah, we did. So yeah, it's very pretty. I think it's pretty quick too. I think it's one of those ones.
I do too. I agree because they're like 40 minutes long. 40 minutes.
Really a documentary that they split into 3 parts. It
could have just been a movie. I know you constantly say that, Smith. Like it could have just been a very long movie. But so check it out.
It doesn't feel like you're making progress. You just
I know that's true.
3 episodes of television.
Yeah. Fucking bastards and their psychological warfare. And then new music. Chino from Deftones has a new side project called Crosses. I don't know if you guys have listened to any of that stuff, but a new single came out called Vivian that I really liked a lot. So check that out. And then Jonas and I watched Kate Blanchett's new movie Tar. That is available for rent. Where she plays a composer. Very good. I mean, it's a high art film, of course. She's phenomenal in it. She's going to fucking get nominated for all the awards. Like, the cinematography is brilliant. The direction, everything. It's very dark. I think it's
shit.
No, okay. I'll give you a little bit of that because towards the end I was like, Jesus tits. Can we watch this woman fall from grace any longer? I don't think so. It's Kate Blanchett is weird. She honestly, in my mind, and I will stand by this, is better than Meryl Streep. Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. As far as acting goes, I'm laying it down. But yeah, Todd Field, well done on the movie. I loved it. Except for the last 30 minutes. It could have been edited.
Except for the end. Except for the third act.
Except for the third act, yeah, exactly. And then there's a new show on Paramount Plus that I watched the whole damn thing and I loved it. Pickled, hosted by Stephen Colbert. Have you guys watched any of that?
I got that marked to watch. It looks cute.
It's so cute. It's like you and Smith will both love it. It's a pickleball tournament with celebrities, and they're all playing against each other for comic relief, for charity. And it is Tig Notaro and Will Ferrell are on a team together, and that's all I'm going to say. It's so good, and they're actually quite good at pickleball. So check it out. And then Unplug. Also on Paramount Plus, Smile. Did you guys watch that yet?
I haven't watched it yet. I was excited to see it. Is that
this is a plug and an unplug. Their marketing was some of the best I've seen in years, where they were sending the actors to baseball games and they were just like smiling weird,
not
behind
lead
home
actors,
plate.
just like random people.
Yeah. So cool and creepy.
Yeah.
So I was hooked on that, and I will say it starts off really good. And the lead in it is actually Kevin Bacon's daughter that we talked about him a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And I like her. I've seen her in a couple indie flicks, and she's really good. But it's just, the script was fucking trash. Yes. So I don't know. I jumped a couple times. I was actually scared a few times, but other than that, like I thought it was going to be better. So they could have done more. In my opinion, but you should still watch it. Yeah. That's it. Something just flew in my face. Yeah.
Something just flew on my face.
I literally was just like a little whatever. That's it. Those are all the plugs and the unplug.
Hey.
Are you guys watching the World Cup? At least the U.S. stuff.
Well, apparently they won.
They won.
We watched the last two
beat
games.
Iran. Yeah. You did watch them, Tice?
Yeah, I mean, I guess after watching Ted Lasso and watching We Are Wrexham combined, I have enough understanding now of how soccer works that I still find it boring. But at the end, I was like, I do. It's boring. It's boring. But it's
I don't think it's boring. I think
it's boring. But it's also nerve-wracking at the same time because it's so boring. At any minute when it gets close to 90 minutes.
You watch golf. I mean, like.
Yeah, but I can imagine myself playing golf, and I get that because any golfer could be you. You could be playing and you'd be like, I would hit that putt the same way or differently or whatever. In soccer, they're just doing stuff that I can't relate to at all. But like, it's really boring. But at the same time, it's nerve wracking. So it's a weird sport, not golf, football. So
football.
So anyway, and I know no ties.
Footy.
Anyway, so anyway, I was just curious if you guys watched it, but
it's interesting. We're doing quite well, and kind of awesome. We beat Iran, there's a whole controversy with that whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It was but our win was not controversial, and
Oh no.
But we're gonna play the Dutch, I guess, on Saturday morning. So I don't know.
What time does that start?
It starts at 7 a.m. your time. It starts at 9 a.m. Matt time.
Wow.
So we'll be back from the hospital. I think we're gonna get up and try to watch it. It'll be 8 a.m., but we'll see.
Yeah.
I was just curious if you guys are watching. You can watch it in the background.
I wanted to watch it today, but I got slammed with meetings.
I've seen the first two games. I did not see today's game, so
I don't know. We're gonna get kicked out.
USA.
Actually, my favorite thing about the whole thing that I was watching today, which is also super rude but also very American, is that the American chant for the team is "It's called soccer. It's called soccer."
Well, I've seen that commercial with what's his butt. Oh God, I'm brain farting hard.
I saw that today.
Quarterback.
It was Peyton Manning and
Peyton Manning, yes.
The guy from that's married to one of the Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
David Beckham. Yeah.
David Beckham.
Yeah.
I should remember that name. I saw he had a giant billboard in Times Square with him in his underwear. And sometimes I would just stare at it when I was tired and like done with work. I'd just be like, this is a perk of living in New York. Giant underwear billboards. I miss that city.
I wish I could relate.
Good times. All right, that's all she wrote.
Yeah,
guys,
we got to end
always
on that.
a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
I have to pee like a racehorse.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah. That should be our other shirt. What was our first shirt?
So many shirts. We will have all the merch available in 2023.
Leave it libturd in the bathroom at Hobby Lobby, and then the other shirt is gotta pee like a racehorse.
Long jabberjaw.
Leaving a libturd. Oh my God. Is that the title of our show? No, it's the t-shirt.
Oh, no.
All right.
We get sued by
I promise.
When we get
better
sued,
one.
Okay, good. Because when we get sued by Hanna-Barbera, we'll have to come up with a new name.
No, that's another thing I actually wanted to talk about. We might have to rename the podcast. All right.
Really?
Anyway, always a pleasure. Might get sued sooner than we thought. All right. Bye.
Bye. Oh, we need a lawyer.
I don't want to get a lawyer. Smith, can you try to pass the bar and be our lawyer, please?
We get the goddamn phone number working. So,
listen, I heard it's just a really quick 9-hour test. These guys. All right, ready? 4, 3, 2, 1.